Hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. If you're joining me live, let me know you are here. If you're catching the replay, it'd be nice to get some feedback from you. Thank you for the shout outs for my live the last couple of, I think it was the night before, I don't remember. But a couple of you guys have reached out and really connected with them. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tonight, I want to talk about, I told you that some big things are happening in my life tomorrow, as of tomorrow. So, and I'll share that with you tomorrow. But I'm super excited. Anyway, I digress. But so based on what's happening for me anyway, tomorrow on, I thought I'd talk about something that we all could relate to. Have you heard that quote that says, one day, all the crap that you're going through is going to become a blessing or something like that, right? Have you heard that quote? Well, it's kind of easy to have somebody give you that quote when they're not really going through a whole lot of crap, right? It's a whole different planet when you're actually going through a whole lot of crap and you're supposed to say, oh man, all this crap is going to become a blessing. It's not as simple. It takes practice, it takes mind work, so it's not as easy, right? Well, we have seen it though, over and over again. Sammy Lee, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. But we've seen it over and over again with people who've overcome these things, right? And still, we cheer for them, but we don't cheer for ourselves, or we don't even entertain the idea for ourselves. But let me share with you what I mean. I'm going to give you a story. Surprise, right? You may know this guy. I'm pretty sure you know this guy. If you don't know this guy, you know the character of this guy. So Tom Holland. Tom Holland is recognized to be the youngest actor to play a role as Spider-Man. Now, that's all great and dandy, right? Oh man, he's the youngest actor to get paid all that money and to play this role. He must have connections. He must have got hooked up. I don't know, he may have. But you may not know this about him. Before Tom Holland landed his life-changing role of Spider-Man and became the youngest actor to play a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he faced a lot of hardships because of his love for ballet. But instead of super villains chasing after him, sadly for Tom, he had to deal with real life bullies. And that's something that I definitely am familiar with. I was, when I was in high school back in the day, I was in high school back in late 80s, okay? And the high school I was in had 3 Persians. I was the third. 3 Persians, 1 girl, 1 guy, and then here I come. The girl actually that went to high school with me is also my Facebook friends after all these years, which is a trip. Shout out to Shiva. But yeah, so it was all Caucasians, right? And Vietnamese. And pretty much 2-3 times out of the week after last class, I would get banged up. I would get my head smashed into lockers, I haven't shared this story with a whole lot of folks, so, but I had to deal with that stuff. It's real stuff, right? So Tom was also bullied, right? Now, while other boys his age loved playing sports, Tom was passionate about dancing. Believe it or not, actually, he wasn't very popular in school. Isn't that weird? He was more of an outcast. Other kids his age convinced or considered him as uncool, right? And made fun of the little guy. Now, they would intentionally peek through the windows while he was dancing just to mock him. And you gotta remember, this is like a kid. This is not like a 40-year-old guy. This is like a kid. He was constantly laughed at for doing what he really loved, and that was ballet. People made fun of him, because he was a guy at a young age doing this. But he said in an interview, he said, "These were some rough patches, but you couldn't hit me hard enough to stop me from doing it." What he didn't know and would find out is that the flexibility he got from dancing was what made him stand out. The activity that other people mocked him for, made fun of him, turned out to be one of the key factors for landing the role of Spider-Man. Can you believe that? This is how a young boy who was bullied, mocked, ridiculed, became a superhero. So who do you think got the last laugh? Those kids or Tom? Hopefully you like this story. And I thought this is such a cool little story because all odds were against him. The youngest guy to land this acting job, a ballet dancer, really, and he wants to just dance and not get mocked and ridiculed. And how many times have you stopped what you really wanted to do? Listen to me. How many times have you stopped yourself from doing what you really want to do just because somebody made fun of you, or just because somebody said, "You're doing that? You have no experience in that. You couldn't do that." How many times have you stopped? How many times you've let that control you? What I'm asking you is really reconsider that, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to reach a point where you're going to look back and you say, "Oh, man, gosh," right? And listen, the mocking, the ridiculing, the bullying, calling you names, all this stuff, it's the price that comes with success. I mean, if that's what you're going for, right? I'm watching a series called Once Upon a Time. This is an older one, but I love this. You can find it on Hulu or Netflix, but I'm watching it on Disney. And there's a character in there. His name is Mr. Gold, and he has magic, and he can pretty much do anything, right? So he has magic. So people come to him to solve their problems, right? Big problem. We're not talking like a flat tire. We're talking big, big problems, right? And he uses magic to solve the problem. And he always says, magic comes with a price. My friends, success comes with a price. The bigger the success, the bigger the diamond, the bigger the price. Depends. Magic comes with a price. And guess what? So does everything else. Success comes with a price. Having a good relationship comes with a price. Being a good person comes with a price. All these have a price tags on them. You can't ignore the price tags on things, right? Listen to me. The world ain't all sunshines and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. That's what Rocky says, right? So, listen to me. Go through it. Don't complain. Don't blame. Just go through it. Like Les Brown says, if you're going through hell, keep going. Why would you stop and tell other people about it? So, I thought this was such an inspiring story, and this is just like one. It's like a drop in an ocean, you know. You're gonna go through stuff. Guess what? You're gonna go through stuff, no matter what. Now you can kind of sit there and just kind of let stuff pile on top of you, or you can fight back and get through it. You know, it's gonna have to take some, right? Otherwise, ain't gonna happen. So hopefully you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. You know, I want to know your feedback. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if something has got you down, like weighing you down, that you can't take off. If you feel like you want to share it, drop it down in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. And if you feel like you got some value, you want to share this, tag a couple people to this, share it on your wall, do what you got to do. I appreciate you guys. Remember, if you share, you show that you care. And until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.